Welcome, InStar trainees. Welcome. It's been a while. Been very busy. Thought I wouldn't be making any more videos. Thought we had set up enough on the website, YouTube, and LinkedIn. But something caught my eye. So I said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and make one more. What the heck? So that's what this is. This is a short little video. I'm going to be stopping it on and off, and then I'm going to go over a few other little things that are going on here. May 2022, life beyond COVID time. So let's get started here. Let's stop it right there. I think you can see that Wall Street's still doing what Wall Street does, robbing people. Why do they do that? I've always wondered myself. Why do they take people's money? Why do they damage the 401k? Why did they steal? I think that's a perfect word. It's a felony word, and that's exactly what it is. Steal $10.6 trillion of the $16 trillion that have been put in since 1981 in 401k and IRA. Why do they do that? Why do they keep creating all these scams, and why are these banks so bad? Why is this country such a criminal country? That's a good question. Because they're not being held accountable. That's your answer. So, let's see, over the last 2 decades, the largest U.S. banks have been involved in 430 major legal actions resulting in nearly $200 billion in fines and settlement. Well, that's interesting. You know, the funny thing about this is when I looked at this on YouTube, only 66 views. People have been programmed to fail so badly in life, they don't even look at the things that are in front of their face. And it's sad. Now, if this was a cat video, they'd be all over it. I'd have 5 million views. Are we such an inferior race that this has happened in the U.S.? Sadly, the answer, emphatically, of course, is yes. Well, let's continue. The shocking depth and persistence of repeated law-breaking by these banks year after year for 2 decades proves that even big fines are meaningless. Only meaningful and personally punishing executives will stop this Wall Street crime spree. All we do is just throw fines at them. That's the current system that we have in place. And sadly, if that's all we're going to do, they're going to keep doing it, and their shareholders will take up the slack and things keep moving forward. Michael Moore's talked about a lot of this. Robert Kiyosaki's talked a lot of this. These guys are way bigger than me. Only 3 things we have in common, and we all 3 of us happen to be very affluent. Other than that, that's about all we have in common. I don't know if they're Republicans like I am. But again, they usually don't talk about their political views. But my point here is, you got a serious problem here. And all we try to do at InStar Alliance is to help people. That's all we ever try to do. You know, you can call us up, you can contact us. I've even joined in with another group as well. Our group is called Legacy Assurance Plan. It's another group to try to help people and get a better membership of estate planning tools so that they don't get raped by the estate planning attorneys. We do legal services. But my point here is things are never going to change unless people acknowledge that there's a problem. And when I saw 66 views on this video, I knew we have a serious problem. So let's talk about a few other quick things here. I think you've seen the depth and breadth of this, and I'll finish this up real quick. bettermarkets.org. You know, the funny thing about all this is that this stuff is out here. This stuff is out here, and you can learn about it, and you can change your life. You can invest in other things. That's what we try to show people. Not every market and index is crooked or criminal like the country of the U.S. is. And it's Wall Street. There are other markets, European markets and stuff that we work with, foreign indexes, where they hold the executives accountable. They don't do that in this country. They just find the company as a whole and give them a parachute to fly away. And anyway, let's flip the page. Something new we never did before InStar Alliance. We're going to move this over to here. Bear with me here. Ding. All right. Ooh. I'm still around. I'm still pretty and still here. So, you wanted to know what happened to me? I'm still around. I've got a nice little article here. One other group I do as well as work with this group called ACTS. That's here in Prince William County. It's a pretty cool group. In any event, they work with, homeless shelters, sexual abuse, stuff like that. I've always been involved, and people kind of wonder a little bit about me. I've always been involved in different types of, community things, because I think it's important. I think someone has to speak up for people, and I'm trying to get you to speak up for yourselves and realize there are better things out here than what you've been told to do. I know you say, oh, Clarence, I know. I've seen your videos before. And I can't understand why you dislike these 401k and IRAs and the financial advisors' take on them, because there's no money there. If you were going with something and you have been investing in it and losing money repeatedly, you keep putting money in because of the tax break, that basically helps your company and not you anyway. And for every $100,000 that you put into it, on an average, you end up with $68,000 of it. To me, that doesn't sound like a good idea. But maybe to you, maybe it does. Boomers discover that 401ks are a scam. Are a scam. Retirement boomers find 401k plans fall short. The 401k generation is beginning to retire, and it isn't a pretty sight. The retirement saving plans that many baby boomers thought would see them through old age are falling short, and in many cases, the median household headed by a person aged 60 to 62 with a 401k account has less than 1/4 what is needed in that account to maintain his or her standard of living, according to data compiled by Federal Reserve and analyzed by the Center for Research at Boston College for the Wall Street Journal. Even counting Social Security and any pensions or other savings, most 401k participants appear to have insufficient savings because they're being robbed. That's why. Okay? What do you mean robbed? Every 7 years, I don't know how many of these videos I've put out, and I'm surprised I'm making this one. I just was in a good mood tonight, I guess. Because there's always a Wall Street downturn. There's always something happens. The last one was 2017 with the deal with China. And if you want to go political, I got one last article for you here. May 2022. Let's see what it says. President Joe Biden's rating has reached a real low. According to analysis by poll taker 538, as the administration appears to be dealing with a mountain of problems. 538 found that President's approval rating stood at just 40.7% as of May 20, while 53.9% of Americans disapprove of how Biden is handling the job. It's a tough job. What can I say? The president is currently in a visit to Asia, his first since assuming office last year, and his firm commitment to enhance deterrence against North Korea. Biden signed a nearly $40 billion aid package for Ukraine on Saturday during his visit to South Korea, and it finally cleared the Senate. The package was subject to vocal criticism from Republicans who said the money could be better spent at home due to the ongoing crisis, while polls have recently indicated that America's support for assisting Ukraine may be slipping. Britain may also have to deal with the brewing crisis in the NATO military alliance, as Finland and Sweden are seeking membership, but Turkey, already a member, has moved to block their ascension. Well, back at home, Biden's admin has faced strong criticism of ongoing shortage of baby formula. I didn't even know that. Inflation has hit 40-year high. It's an analyzed rate of 8.3% in April, when the gallon of gas has contributed to hit new record highs. I bought a hybrid. Seemed to be the most logical way to get out of that nightmare. Buy a hybrid. I got a Honda Accord. It's 50 miles to a gallon. It's a pretty nice sized car too for that kind of miles. Beyond the economy, there was a recent rise in cases of COVID-19 and hospitalizations arising from the virus, which has led to calls for children between 5 to 11 being vaccinated. There's a stalled agenda, and that's probably because of Sinise and Joe Manchin. And they bought off by my Republican people. So what are you going to do about all this? All you can do is try to protect yourself. The best way that you can protect yourself is to at least get out of the criminal parts of this country. And Wall Street is it. Some of this other stuff you can't avoid, but that you can fix. If you want to try to do better and continue to put away income that can be used later,